All right, let me start sharing my screen with you guys. Welcome everybody to closing. So I am so excited to present to you guys about a topic that is super, super important and a topic that I absolutely adore. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany McLean. I am a doTERRA Diamond and I am on the Wealthy Babes team. And I'm so excited to collaborate with the other babes on this program to offer you guys some epic guidance. So closing. I'm going to give you a little bit of tough love to kind of start things off. It might be obvious, but the close will always start the moment you open your mouth or the moment that you post on social media. So you will determine how easy or how hard the close will be. So I want to preface this by saying, people are probably thinking, what the heck is a close? So the close is going to be when you're basically closing the sale. So it's going to be what happens when you've already shared the kits or you've shared purchasing options with people and people are interested in purchasing or not purchasing and you want to close them. So you want to make sure that they're starting on this epic oil journey the right way. But you got to remember that this close, how it's going to be easy or it's going to be hard based on what you do or don't do. And so I wanted to give you guys some tips on the 3 major ways that you're going to be closing and a few things that have really helped me along my journey to make the close really, really easy. So closing a class, most of you are going to be, when it comes to closing, you're going to be closing a class versus closing in any other real scenario. For those of you who are just starting out, this will be your, this is when you're going to be doing closing the most. And this is when these tips are going to come in super handy. So what I mean by the close is going to be made easy or made hard based on what you do or don't do. At a class, I make it my absolute, I have to do this. And I always stand at the door waiting for everybody to come into the class. This is something that I will do 100%. If I'm late, it's something that I'll set up really fast or I won't set up everything. And I will make sure that I'm at the door greeting people. Why? People are a lot more likely to listen to you when you make them feel supported, you make them feel special, and you listen to them. So I usually will either stand at the door or help grab coats in the wintertime off of people's hands and ask them, hey, what's your name? And I introduce myself, and we kind of have a little conversation going about A, whether they've used essential oils before, and B, what brought them to the class. So those are some notes you can take down if you're interested. 2 questions I love asking: have you used essential oils before? So this will kind of open you up to whether or not they're using another brand or whether or not they're a total oil virgin. And number 2, when you heard about the class, what made you want to come? What was of most interest to you? Involving everybody in the class makes them lean in a little bit more. You know those moments where you are sitting listening to somebody and you can tell that they're listening to you, they're involving you, they're engaging with you, and you kind of lean in a little bit more, you trust them a little bit, and you end up forming a great bond. You want to do the exact same thing at your class. So your class shouldn't be this scripted thing. It shouldn't be one of those things that you kind of just bang out. Yes, a class is going to be easy, but a class is going to be somewhere where you're going to connect with everybody that's there. So if you have a larger class, one of the things I love to do to help the close, make the close easy, is to have a couple of other advocates around so that you're able to involve everyone so that there's not anybody that feels left out. So you teach your class, and I know Cheryl taught you all about teaching a class, and she did an amazing job of breaking down how simple and easy a class can be. So one thing that I love to do, and this is all personal, right, guys? The close is going to be how you want the close to be. Some people feel like having a close that's scripted is awesome. I am not one of those people. I like to kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and kind of go with the flow and feel the energy in the room and see what people are doing, or if they're scattered, kind of reading that. But one of the things that I love to do and really allows people to feel comfortable, and I find they lean in a little bit, or it's almost like they have like this sigh of relief. I always, prior to closing the class, will say to people, you have absolutely zero obligation to purchase anything tonight. One of the biggest things that I love about doTERRA is that you are not obligated to buy anything, and the host, so-and-so, is not getting gifts based on how much money you guys spend. So you can kind of sit back a little bit. And then I usually will say, but I do want to let you know, if you are interested in purchasing essential oils tonight, which I know there are a few of you, and I kind of make eye contact, I would love to share with you the best way to purchase all your oils tonight. Okay, and then I'll start to say, how many of you have a Costco membership? And a lot of them will raise their hand, right? The number of people who have a Costco membership is crazy. And I say doTERRA is just like Costco. We have a wholesale membership that allows you to get 25% off oils at any time. It's amazing. And then what I do from there is I'll explain the kit options. I usually will select 2 of my favorites, and I want to let you guys know that if you share a large kit followed by a little bit of a smaller kit, or an expensive kit followed by a little bit of a cheaper kit, they'll usually go with the cheaper kit, right? So I'm sure most of you are actually closing the class with sharing the home essentials, and then you'll share the essential collection, or the Old Family Physician kit, right? So one thing that you could do, if you're finding that you're not a lot of people are purchasing that way, one of the things that I love to do, and this is just an old business recommendation, is that I will often start with the Natural Solutions kit, so the New Family Wellness kit, and then I'll do the Home Essentials. I sell quite a few people on a Natural Solutions or Family Wellness kit, but then I share more people will purchase the Home Essentials kit. But, there's always a but, you have to explain the kit options or share the kit that is really near and dear to your heart. So oftentimes people will share the kit that they started with. And I find that those people who started with the Home Essentials or Natural Solutions share that kit so passionately. So if you didn't start with a kit, so if you're like me, I started with only a few oils and a membership, I will often say, I only started with a membership and 2 oils, and it costs me the same amount of money as if I bought this kit. So really how I like to share this, these kits, is that it's budget friendly. It allows you to save a little bit more money. And then I'll say, okay, I'm going to leave that with you guys for a few minutes. Go grab a glass of wine and some snacks, and I'll be here. I'll be mingling with everybody. And I usually go around to every single person, and I will sit with them and I'll talk them through and help them with the kit option that's best for them. I can't tell you how many people I have basically, I've sold on a kit just from simply sitting with them one-on-one. So this is closing a class in a nutshell. And of course, closing a class is always going to be something that requires practice. It's going to require confidence. It's going to require you standing at the front of a room and telling people why they should be purchasing your oils. This isn't a sales tactic. This isn't you being schemy or sleazy. This is you simply sharing why these people need these oils, and then sharing the best way for them to purchase them. And when you preface it in that way, people are very, very open to hearing a little bit more. The second way that people often purchase at a class or close a class is closing an online class. I will tell you, closing an online class or closing an online sale in general is never as easy as closing a class in person. One thing that I love to do, and I know this really worked with Laura Hughes, who's also helping with this program. Laura is amazing, and she has a wicked class planned for the next month. But one thing I love to do is book your online class date a month in advance. so that you have time to prepare and gauge interest. Why I say a month is because this is a thing that I love to do with classes or online classes. I usually will make sure that no more than 10 people can attend. And I love to sample them before the class date, the online class date, so they have oils to follow along with during the class. I'm not going to sample them all 10 of the top 10 oils I talk about, but I am going to sample them a few powerhouse oils. So like On Guard and Breathe and Lemon and maybe Lavender are usually the ones that I choose because they have an amazing benefit right off the bat. The reason I say to limit this class is because you're going to be sending about 4 samples to each person. So if you've got 30 people showing up, it's a lot of samples and a lot of postage and a lot of stuff to arrange. So I say usually 10 people. I close this class the exact same way, but I needed to share that sampling portion with you because I promise you that will be a make or break in closing an online class that day. Because people haven't had the chance to experience the oils. So people at a class in person have smelt them, have used them, have touched them, have experienced in being in the room with these oils, but you haven't necessarily experienced that in an online class. So giving them an experience will make sure that close is a heck of a lot easier. Same thing, I always preface the close of the class by saying no obligation to purchase anything tonight. I explain the kit options, I explain the Costco membership, exact same close. Nothing changes. But the last thing that I do is instead of saying, okay, fill out these forms, I then say to them, okay, awesome. If you go to the top of the screen, it'll say exit out of full screen. I'll then exit them out of the full screen and I'll say, okay, great. Let's go to doTERRA.com/ and then I'll give them my website. And I sit there on the screen and I show them step by step how to purchase on how to purchase on my website. I give them the lowdown. I run them through everything. And then the cool part is once the enrollment goes through, I actually have the opportunity to share with them the LRP in a very quick way in an online class. So if for some reason you don't close an online class or you don't have people enroll from your online class or they want to go home and read through more or it's 9 o'clock and they want to get to bed or whatever, I always make sure to then toss them onto the follow-up list. And follow-up is going to be a topic that we're going to talk about a lot. And I know quite a few of you have already started your follow-up list, which is incredible. So what would happen is these people then would go onto your follow-up list, right? Because they didn't enroll. You'd then reconnect with them until they do enroll with their kit. There is a little bit of a longer process sometimes with an online class or closing an online sale. But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to forget about them and make sure that you are still nurturing that relationship and not forgetting the steps along the way. Last but not least, the last thing I want to talk about is closing an online lead. I know many of you have an online presence that you are you're super passionate about sharing in the online world. This for me has become one of my absolute favorite things. Closing an online lead. So this would be a lead that comes through on something like Instagram or comes through on Facebook, quick message. This all will start with how you're carrying yourself online. Are you being a person of value or are you simply selling something? So if you're noticing that, oh, well, I'm never getting online leads, but I post all the time online, just kind of maybe look at how you're presenting yourself in the online space. But once you do get that online lead, it usually comes in the form of, hey, I see you sell essential oils. I've been wanting to learn more, or can you send me more information? And I want to just say, do not barf on them. At this point in time, I know how exciting it gets, right? Like I still, 3 years into my business, get an Instagram lead and I get so excited, right? It's like I want to pop a bottle of champagne because it doesn't happen a ton, but when it does happen, it's exciting. So don't spew all this information on them. Play it cool and say, hey, I'd absolutely love to send you some more information. One thing that I really, really, really like doing when it comes to closing an online lead is getting together with them. So if they live close to you, I would immediately say, I'd love to send you some more information, and then send them some information and say, hey, would you like to get together for a coffee? Being one-on-one, I can guarantee it's gonna end in you closing a sale, because people they can connect a lot more when they're face-to-face with you. If they live far, I immediately say, let's get on the phone, or let's hop on a video chat or FaceTime, and you can connect with them that way. From this point on, I usually will say, I'll send you a sample. If they're feeling like maybe you're feeling like maybe they're not really going to buy, you don't really sense that from them through their online chat, they just want more information, I'll often say, I'll send you a sample, and then I know for sure that that's going to end up in giving me the opportunity to close. But when it comes to closing, I do the exact same thing every single time and share with them the kits. These are the kit options, and they're the best way to purchase because of your savings, this and this and this, right? Whatever you believe about kits and how amazing they are is what you're going to share, right? But I will tell you, closing an online lead is made a lot easier when you are able to either get together or hop on a video chat, because you're able to, in a way, look them in the eye. I know it sounds so silly, but you're able to connect. And closing is all about connection. It's all about making somebody feel heard. It's all about making somebody feel comfortable and listened to. So the moment that you ask somebody what they're looking for with essential oils, if there's a specific thing that they'd like, I always make sure to make them feel heard and make sure that I'm not just spewing a crap load of information on them and then never adding value in a way. Okay, so closing an online lead is made very, very easy when you get together with them or get them on the phone. And the process is the same. These are the kit options. You're never obligated to purchase anything. I just do want to share with you the best way that you can purchase. And the moment that it's from the heart and people sense that this is about them and not about you selling oils, they're going to purchase from you. I can assure you of that. And then again, if this online lead doesn't end in a sale afterwards, make sure they're always added on that follow-up list so that you can continue to follow up with them every single time. I hope that this helped you guys, and if you have absolutely any closing questions, I would love to answer them in the feed below this video. And I really look forward to hearing some of your closing stories.